Good evening. Happy Monday. Is the day a holiday? What's the 15th?
I don't know.
March 15th ain't a holiday?
Not to my knowledge.
Is March 15th a holiday,
Y'all
y'all?
had y'all's holiday yesterday.
Something special? I don't think so. Welcome to Passing for Perfect with Corey and Carnisha. I'm Corey.
And I'm Kanisha.
And we're so happy y'all could join us on this beautiful Monday.
Thank you.
And how are you guys? How are you? Y'all see she jumped back in today because yesterday I think she got a little jealous that I went live without her yesterday.
I did not.
Feels that
I
way.
got a little excited about the
Yeah,
tea that kept pouring out yesterday.
okay. The tea.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes. Yes.
Thought you like coffee.
I do. But both are very hot. I like hot beverages. Yeah.
Hot foolery.
Maybe a little bit of that. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it's hot foolery, but
You feel it's hot foolery?
yeah, I think it's
a topic though.
It's a waste of time and energy.
Why?
Because it ain't my business.
It's not your business,
Okay.
but it's public. And it's public knowledge, and it's being discussed publicly among a whole bunch of different people. So,
So you want to talk about it?
I want to talk
is what
about
you're
it.
saying.
I want to talk about it because I want to talk about people.
Okay. People. Mm-hmm.
And their responses to this more than the situation itself.
The extraness.
The extra. So, of course, we're talking about Kirk Franklin and his pop off on his adult son. And I keep on saying adult son, which we know this young man is 33 years old. So he's not a child, you know what I'm saying? He's his child, but he's not a child. And a lot of people have made comments like, well, that's his child. And I'm like, he's not 12, you know? So when you're dealing as a grown man, which is where you come in at, sir, who have adult sons who, maybe get out the way with words or whatever, Kirk Franklin, of course, we all know who he is. We all know what he does. We all know his ministry. But for some reason, people have, which I understand the reason that people have put him on a higher plane than human for some reason. He is a human being.
People.
He can mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Human.
He's not perfect.
He's carnal.
Right? So at the end of the day, him cussing his son out, some of the stuff he said to his son, I probably wouldn't say to my son.
You would.
I probably wouldn't. But
not a man.
He might not choke slam his son where I would. So I can't pass judgment on the thing he said because I'm sure some of us have dealt with our children in a way that we, others wouldn't necessarily deal with their children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand why people were so, at odds and falling out about.
Because you Christian people ain't supposed to curse.
We Christian people?
Yeah, you Christian people.
About you Christian people?
I don't claim Christian. You
a Christian?
I'm a child of God. I don't want y'all to label me. You're not a Christian? I don't want y'all to label me. I don't want to be put in the box.
People who follow Christ are Christians.
Yeah.
So are you not that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what I'm trying to understand. Why are people so offended by these cussing Christians? I don't get it. Should we live up to a higher standard?
Technically.
Yes.
Profanity.
It's not a sin?
Yeah, but it's not really. When God was speaking of cursing, he meant like cursing God, and like that's part of the, that's part of the like when it comes to translations and those type of things. But we're not going to get into all that. We're not going to get into. I'm not going deep like that today. We just gonna say people expect Christians to live a certain way and talk a certain way and walk a certain way.
Well, they expect part of being a Christian is cleanliness, and that's not just as of the cleanliness around you, but the way you live, the way you look, all that type of stuff. So them type of words aren't necessarily clean. You know what I'm saying? You can't necessarily say that he was speaking, you know, with a clean tongue per se. If that's a thing.
That's a thing. We'll go with it for the sake of argument.
What's the commenter saying?
It's a shame that people rather not say they're Christians so they won't be judged. See, I just felt judged. I just felt judged. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm never not going to say that I'm not a Christian because I am. That's my belief system. That's my faith. The foundation of my faith is that I am a Christ believer. I believe on Christ.
Y'all was joking. It was a joke when I said what I said. Like, it was a joke. But that's how people look at Christians. Like, so sometimes you want to say, okay, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. I won't be a Christian to make you feel comfortable.
I ain't making nobody comfortable when it comes to all that. I can care less about the
I
people.
know I can't. I'm just talking.
But I'm just saying is that, I'm piggybacking on that comment. It's almost what's sad is that people have given Christianity, the Christians who open their mouths and the things that they do, and then wear the banner of Christian, have done so much and said so much craziness that they give the title of Christianity a bad look. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Christian, and then they talking and doing some crazy stuff. That is what's more sad to me than people who are like, they don't, and so people have gotten to the point where they don't want to identify nearly with being a Christian because so many people, especially in this new generation, they hate the church, because there's so many people who have maybe mishandled or mistreated them. And that's a whole other subject for a whole other time.
We sticking to Kirk.
Well, that's all to do with Kirk too. Because if Christians would get out of that box, you know what I'm saying? Then we wouldn't be here when it comes to Kirk right now. If Christians would stop thinking that
they're perfect and holy,
that perfection equals Christianity.
Stop being so judgmental.
Then we wouldn't be talking about Kirk right now. And Kirk wouldn't be, this big of a topic right now.
Because, we've had this conversation. That was one of my big things. Like, some of the most hypocritical and judgmental people I've ever met in life are Christians. Mm-hmm. And that was one of my big issues with the church. Like, how can you can sing in the choir on Sunday and offer me a drink at the bar on Saturday and then judge me for having that drink when you're the one that offered me the drink. That was my issue after my grandmother passed and I stopped. I started looking at Christian. Let me not say Christians because it's not Christian.
It's not Christian.
It's church folk. It's a different. That's a different conversation. Let me say church folk.
Let's do that.
Because church folks and Christians are two different people. I just wanted to segue into that. Those are two different people. Church folk are the people who are in their mind is how Pastor says
they're so
heavenly
minded,
so heavenly and holy that they know earthly good. Those are those church folks. So we gonna stick to Christians. We're going to stick to Christians today.
Well, I don't know if it's the Christians that's doing all the drama. I think it's more so the church folk that's kicking up the drama, because Christian believers understand that people are going to mess up, and they understand that there's a certain grace that we have to afford people out here that's trying to, do things, but we are human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We make mistakes.
End of the day, perfectly imperfect. He designed us this way.
He did. And he knew.
We here for his entertainment.
He's laughing.
He's laughing.
Because at the end of the day, this day was marked for Kirk. Everybody knew Kirk's son. He knew Kirk's son was going to pull a move. And, Kirk was going to be in this limelight area. He knew what was going on. I've heard people, I've read people say that Kirk's a false prophet, and how the Bible speaks on false prophets in the last days and all this other stuff. And I'm like, how did we get there?
and I, because people want to expect something from other people they won't do themselves, and then they in turn use that as a reason to say, see, this is why I don't go to church. This is why I don't believe what you believe. This is why I don't do this. We have a comment that said, should he have cursed his kid out? No, but society doesn't allow our leaders to be transparent at times. He's a human, and whatever his son did got a human response. I can't judge him on that situation. Exactly.
I mean, I may not call my son a big eagle.
Hey,
I don't recall.
Because it wasn't for you to recall.
I may not call my son something like that because that's my son. But obviously, they have had contention in their relationship for 14, 15 years, and that father-son connection may not be there. They may not be bonded in that way. Even though that is his biological child, that's his child by blood, but they obviously don't have that father-son connection. So a lot of people keep saying that's his son, but they also have to understand that just because somebody is your child don't mean you're connected to that child in that way. They got a lot of people who gave their child to their mama and said, here, you raise them. And they was raised in the house for years and years together, and they still to this day don't claim that child. That's their child. But they, if they was to say something like that, we probably wouldn't even look twice.
But the reality of it is, this has been going on for generations. But Christians have been cursing their children for generations,
and cussing for generations.
And cussing for generations.
Children, but just cussing.
So you shouldn't be surprised about that portion of it. I think what the issue is now with technology, everything is out there. Everybody's business is in the streets, whether they put it out on their own or somebody else does. You're recording your father to post that because you needed that attention. Like y'all having a strange relationship. Everybody knows this. People don't see you with your father. They don't see you as part of the family. So why?
Or they do, and we just don't realize it because he posted pictures of them from Essence magazine or Jet or whatever magazine they wanted to cover as a family, and he was a part of those pictures.
Let me not say that because I didn't know Kirk.
I would not have known. I mean, my thing is, I can't count. I don't know how many kids the man has. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I would have never known that they were estranged until this came up, and probably a whole lot of people would not have known they were estranged until this came up because. True. We know Kirk Franklin and we know his wife. That's it. How many kids they have, I don't believe has ever been of consequence to us.
That ain't our business.
That too. But I mean, the only kids we know are those kids who come out and say, like Reginae, those kids who put themselves in the spotlight. So I would have never known. My thing is, Grammys. Do I haven't won a Grammy?
I'm saying that's how we know the kids because they're out there.
Yeah. So, my thing is that am I mad at Kirk for the words he used as a mother?
I'm still working on
my sons. Yeah, I would be mad as his mother that you use those words on my son because that's my baby.
But he was
you know what I'm saying?
But he was acting like.
But am I mad? We don't know that. We don't know what I'm not getting into that because I don't know what the conversation was about. Hey, I don't know. We didn't hear.
You don't get called that just randomly with no emotion behind.
This is also what I said about that. Side note. The boy put out another thing that said Bishop T.D. Jakes was also on that call, and I was like, if the bishop was on that call and Kirk still went in like that. What did you say?
What did you say, or what did you do to make your father curse you out in front of the pastor? In front of the bishop. The pastors are pastors.
The whole
bishop. Pastor's pastor.
What did you say to make your daddy go off on you like that?
I'm telling y'all.
In front of the bishop.
I'm telling y'all, these boys.
These girls.
These boys,
these girls,
they buzz one and then they feel like they feeling themselves.
You don't know know that about that right there.
Hey, 33, and he ain't bust one. He got some other emotions going on at this time in his life. But I mean, these boys chest up and they become men and they want to test their manhood, and it's usually their father who they try to test up against. And yeah, come on, I would be openly admit that I will openly admit that I've told my son I will punch the piss out of you in front of the entire family, and for a holiday celebration.
Holiday gathering, Lord.
Like at some point, they all touch you. At some point, the human of you comes out at all times with your children. That human side of you, no matter how much you love them, how much you pray, how holy you claim to be, or you protest to be, it happens. My thing is, Kirk shouldn't have had to apologize to none of us.
Yeah, and I don't understand why he did it. He did that, I think, not as a Christian, but as an entertainer. And being that his fan base, of course, are Christians, church people.
Judgmental church folks.
There you go. He felt like he needed to go on and apologize to make sure, he covered himself with these people. But my thing is, he didn't need to cover himself.
I'm still going to listen to melodies from heaven and all that. Ain't none of that changing for me. All right, man, look, this is another example of people being in other people's business. Social media has put too many people in too many places they do not belong.
True.
And that's part of the issue. We have too much access to people's personal lives.
Now, as I understand again, like some people were like, he is a minister. He professes to be a minister and a leader and this is that and the other. And I'm like, y'all have pastors laying up on videos.
They were sharing
performing favors.
They were sharing everybody and their mama
was sharing that video.
Christians in the life was retweeting and posting that video of the pastor getting in.
Kirk
and y'all mad at Kirk
was a daddy
because he was being a daddy
to a 33-year-old son, not a 3-year-old,
stop,
not a 10-year-old,
stop.
Not
I need y'all to stop.
13-year-old, a 33-year-old. This is a grown.
I need y'all to stop.
Man,
he's the same human being that y'all are when y'all curse y'all parents at home. I'm just saying. It's plenty of y'all. How many of y'all, mama? Hey, I ain't scared. I ain't scared to put it out. I didn't mean parent. Y'all, those are the same people who are criticizing, who are cursing their kids at home. You are still a parent. You are still held to that same standard as Kirk Franklin as a parent.
Right.
So why you trying to judge? How many of y'all? I know my mama that told me on the way to church, if you don't shut the up on the way to church, right out of church. You know what I'm saying? I see family on here, and they know you didn't got the slapped out of you at church. And there's like, people are so judgmental when it's not their situation.
But we've also came into them. I saw this too being spoken on different posts, because I'm a comment reader, y'all. I live in the comments and stuff. Okay, so it's entertainment for me. But somebody was saying that we're programmed to accept this abuse. Our parents did that to us, and that was abusive. We're not supposed to be repeating. We need to be breaking those cycles and not repeating those cycles with our own children. That's abusive. That is mental abuse and verbal abuse. That's what a lot of people are saying right now. That's what they're saying.
So now we therapists.
I'm telling you.
So now they therapists in the comments section.
That they are saying that we were abused as children, that it shouldn't be okay just because parents have been doing this for centuries.
I have my thoughts on this.
Which would be?
I need y'all to get out them white folk handbooks. And with that time out, ain't nothing wrong with none of us. We all grown, productive, responsible adults. We ain't beat nobody, we ain't rape nobody, we ain't do. Hey, structure. Sometimes that structure comes with a little. See, people want you to give structure and discipline,
without
but
the structure,
without the structure and
with
discipline.
discipline.
Miss me.
I
That's
mean,
all I'm gonna say.
The thing is that what's funny is that you'll send your child to the military, and
Facts.
they gonna definitely batter and bruise them in the military, cuss them, spit at them, throw them, all kinds of good stuff. And you quick to send your child to the military for their free education and whatever else that you can get out of the military, free health care and whatever all else comes with
And they
it.
gonna call them everything but a
And they
child
gonna
of God
call
at every chance they get in the military.
You gave them to me.
Yep.
They'll come sit right in your living room when they're 17 years old, which I didn't even allow. My son tried it, but no, not here with me.
Kirk should have whooped his butt, but with that good cussing out, Kirk ain't did nothing wrong. I'm agreeing with my commenter here. Kirk ain't did nothing wrong.
Music has gone too far.
If anybody wrong, that petty 33-year-old son should be. See,
and
now
they say, "Hold up,
I have a comment on the pettiness of this.
You think that gospel music has gone too far?
But you also have to see both sides. Like, we can't discount the emotional trauma that he may have gone through being an estranged son. Whatever that is, we don't know the ins and outs of it. So he feels a certain type of way because of that.
But this is also the other thing with that, okay? You grew up in the house with both of your parents.
Exactly.
I did not, okay? And my mother did not remarry. My mother was married 3 times, okay? My mother was married once to my dad, once to my brother's dad, and then once to the husband she has now, okay? After she divorced my brother's dad, my mother was single until I was 23, okay? So basically, she raised her children before she brought anybody else around like that, on that level, all right? So I have been through and seen and heard the drama and trauma of what it is to be, separated from one parent or a parent not being in the house, okay? So it's a part of who I am, and a lot of people that know me call me special, and they love it. It's great, okay? But I'm just saying. What I'm saying is I had to grow up and not allow or not use the things that I went through as a child to be a crutch for me and an excuse for me to act a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? He's 33 years old. So I don't care really. I personally don't have any sympathy.
But in his not even in his defense, he contradicted himself in all those little Instagram posts that he made after about I've outgrown this. I've healed myself. I've been on my own all this time. If so,
then why are we here?
Why are we here?
Why are we here?
Why are you posting that?
At the end of the day, if you're over it, then what was the purpose of you exposing your dad? There's nothing to be like you in a worse shape than you were before, because most people ain't checking for that because you're 33.
You're a
whole
grown
adult.
Ass man.
You're not just a 20-year-old. You're a grown 33-year-old man with a life of your own. I did comment and I basically said you would have done better just making something great out of yourself and never acknowledging him as your dad.
Yep.
That would have hurt him more than anything you could be doing right now.
And the thing is,
if you were really,
it ain't stopping them God's property checks.
Period.
Like you have to realize,
and I'm sure Kirk paid some nice child support.
And he also has to realize at this point in Kirk Franklin's.
Can we look up Kirk Franklin child support? Can we do that? Okay,
at this point in Kirk Franklin's life, and the status of who he is as an entertainer, like you saying that he wasn't a good dad
is really nothing
is not gonna hurt him.
It was satisfaction.
It's satisfaction to you that you feel like
that
you were embarrassing
jumping
your dad.
On Kirk right now.
But guess what? He has to realize this is a social media era. Tomorrow somebody else is gonna do something and post something, and we're gonna forget all about Kirk Franklin.
Yeah. I mean, it's more or less commenter.
Man, he needed money. Kirk said no. His son said something crazy, and Kirk went Cheneyville on it.
Hey, how you don't know them people? You ain't hear that whole conversation. How you know they needed money? How you know that that's what that was about?
Because 9 times out of 10, it probably is. It like at 33 years old, and I can't say people don't still have emotional scars from daddy issues at 33 years old.
Yes.
Mommy and daddy issues at 33 years old. But what I can say is I bet you that conversation didn't start about his mommy and daddy issues. It probably did start about money or something else. And then at that point, because at 33, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't have to take care
I don't have to take care of you like that. So at that point of me saying no, it's like, really, Dad? You don't even allow me to come to Christmas. Man, you ain't been to Christmas dinner in 14 years from out of your own mouth.
What he said.
And so at this point, man, Christmas dinner can't be too important if you ain't been in 14 years. Son, you were 18 years old the last time you spent a Christmas or a Thanksgiving or a holiday with them. Like, at some point, move on. Because, I mean, I really can't get on Kirk about cursing. Like, about cursing and being in that moment, because once again, we don't know what he said prior to getting cursed out. Because he ain't post the whole video.
Kirk gave him some serious words.
He did.
It wasn't no sit your ass down somewhere. It wasn't one of them.
At that point,
it wasn't I'm gonna bust your ass,
it's
boy.
Grown. I'm gonna put my foot in your ass.
Like, okay, come on, Kirk.
Kirk still 5'5" from Houston, Texas.
You think that gospel music's going too far? I'm gonna bust your mouth.
Kirk still 5'5" from Houston, Texas. He knows some words. Just cause you you know what I'm saying, you done got holy and Christianated. I'm making up words today. Don't mean that you don't still remember. You come on now. You heard your own pastor say.
Yes, he has.
He'll
fight.
I still fight.
He'll fight. Behind his family, his wife and his children, he will still.
First off, no matter how holy you get, how Christian you get, how whatever it is you get,
everybody got a little bit of Peter.
You still a man. Hey, Peter was ready to cut heads off. He got the ear trying to cut a head off.
That's true.
Jesus turned over some tables.
He did.
Let's not act like, you know what I'm saying, before you're anything, you're a man or a woman. So let's not get that twisted. You still not gonna play me. You still not gonna disrespect me. You still not gonna handle me in any kind of way that I don't approve of, regardless of how much I love God. You know what I'm saying?
And I can, and the thing of being a Christian is that I can go and repent. As soon as I calm down, I have the grace over me to repent. And that's, I believe, where a lot of us so-called Christian people get crossed up. You want me to ask for grace from you and how you think I should be doing and what you think I ought to be doing, when the God I serve is gracing me through this thing right now. And as soon as I finish doing whatever I just did and come back and collect my thoughts, I can say right then and there, Lord, forgive me for that. And it's over with.
Forgiveness is for me, not for the other person.
Period. I mean, and at the end of the day, why do you have so much to say if my God didn't say that much about it?
Talk about it.
Because that's the truth of the matter.
Talk about it.
So everybody that keep on saying Christian, okay, once again, you are Christ followers. You are followers of Christ.
I'm not Christ.
I'm not Christ. He was the only perfect being, and he turned over some tables. So if the perfect person turned over some tables, I can't be mad at Kirk for cussing that boy out. We don't know what he did. We don't know what was said. We don't know the situation.
He was doing some bitch stuff. Hey, I'm telling you, as a man And any man on here can chime in, raise your hand. I'm watching.
You say raise your hand.
If they can put their hand up in the comments, they can chime in, raise their hand, give me a thumbs up or whatever. No grown man calls another grown man a bitch ass nigga unjustified, because any grown man knows those are f***ing words. So when I get to the point that I have to, as my child at that I have to tell you that as my child, you've touched a part of me that can't nobody but God put back inside. So he did or said something to get that smoke.
Somebody said earlier, we told y'all Kirk Franklin and Plies was the same person. That was Plies said that to that boy. I was like, oh my God.
The thing is, people don't realize that the good thing is they were on the phone. Because that could have been a whole nother situation if they'd have been face to face. Because obviously Kirk felt extremely disrespected because he know he's on the phone. Mm-hmm. He know there's a chance of him being recorded, and he also knows that he had the bishop
on the
phone.
Yeah.
So whatever was said, done, whatever was earned. Man, you a 33-year-old man questioning another man's manhood and chesting it up to it. You get
what you get.
You get what you get.
I mean, I have told my 19-year-old daughter, 19, not 33, 19. I take it to you like I'm like you one of them people out there in the street you don't know. If you come up at me like a grown woman, I'm going to handle you like a grown woman. Now, I may have a little reservation in how I do it.
Because people are acting like he said.
Because that's my child.
People are acting like he said this to a 14 or 15 or 13 years old. This is a 33-year-old man. This is, even though this is your son, this is somebody that if a 33-year-old man walked up to you in the streets and handled you to that level, we are going to blows. And people just, I guess it's the fact that it's his son, and he's, he's this.
And people are saying he should leave his son broken in that way. Like, that nigga 33. Like, what? Wait, Lord, y'all ain't hear that? He's 33. He's 33 years old. At some point, when does it stop being the parent's responsibility? Your self-esteem as a child, if you felt scorned as the child or whatever the case may be, at what point is it no longer Kirk Franklin's responsibility to make you whole? You're 33 years old. So at what point does it become, I need to tend to myself? I need to go get some help for whatever my issues are.
But he said he in therapy and his daddy wasn't coming no more.
You 33. I'm not about to be going to regular therapy. Okay, if we just started therapy as a family, okay. But they've been in therapy for 14, 15 years. At some point, look, I'm done. I'm not about to keep on putting this kind of energy into this grown man, because at some point, when do we expect our children to take responsibility for where they are in life? I don't care what the situation is.
There's only so many sessions of apologizing and reconciliation that can go on in a therapy session. Only so many checks that can be cut to try to appease you and your feeling of being an estranged
son. If you're not invited to, okay, if you ain't invited to the family dinner, did you ever call your dad and say, hey, Dad, can I come over for Christmas or whatever? I don't know what made them get to this point, okay? But at 33 years old, at some point in your life, you have to stop blaming your issues on your daddy and say, I'm grown, and if I never talk to him again in life, my life is going to be okay.
Man,
figure out what you have to do to make yourself okay.
If we all look inside ourselves, we all have some level of mommy, daddy issue on some level, because they're human, they're perfect, they make mistakes, they didn't do everything right. And we all have some form of mommy daddy issue.
And if you don't have some form of mommy daddy issue, that means you were spoiled and your mama or your daddy coddled you too much, and you're a problem for somebody else right now.
And it's still a mommy daddy issue.
But it's my issue now.
Yeah, it's not,
So it's somebody else's issue now.
Up. Are you saying I was spoiled and coddled?
Oh, you were definitely spoiled and coddled. Right. But I'm sure but I know you have your own. Everybody, like I said, everybody has a mom and daddy issue. At some point, something struck a chord in you that you probably can remember something that your mom or dad said or did to you. And you will always remember how you felt at that moment.
And we're all growing through the remnants of our childhood. You know what I'm saying? There are things that went on in our childhood that shaped us as adults, be it negative or positive. It just is what it is.
Right.
My thing is, at some point, see, Kirk and them have money.
Yeah.
So they have access to therapy and healing and all that. A lot of us in the Black community don't want to be a part of therapy, don't have the desire for therapy, or the money for therapy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you have to take accountability of your own mental health. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And at that point is when you can heal yourself. Like he needs to be grabbing some of that guard that he mad about his daddy for having too much of, and he complaining about being taken on the road since he was 3 years old.
Taken on the road as a child.
And all this kind of stuff. Like, bruh.
You're 33.
33. Y'all, I'm not, before somebody, because we know people get everything you do twisted and try to put their own spin on it. I am not absorbing Kirk from being in his son's mind an absentee father for however many years it was.
No absolution there.
We're not.
There's no absolving there.
No, we're not taking Kirk off the hook for that portion of it. But at some point, as an adult, as a grown man, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I'm not going to let the mishaps of my father make my future and make me miserable.
My adulthood.
And
y'all Christian people, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop that.
Do better.
Y'all better stop.
Get some therapy.
Because y'all are some of the most antagonistic people I have ever seen.
Those are the ones who are talking the most. Like they're the one, because as church folk would like to say, the sinners, like, I don't see nothing wrong with what Kirk did.
You sinners.
You lucky that's all he did. So I guess we sinners right now, because I have no issue with what Kirk did. So whoever's judging me today, I have
an issue to the point of.
See, she's a little bit more.
The words used on a child.
He's 33, not a child.
He's his child.
33, not a child.
So
she's a little
I have
bit more
an issue as the mother of a son, because my son is 22 going on 23. And if his daddy said that to him right now, I'd be ready to fight him.
But you got to
what it is. Who?
Mamas.
I'd be ready to fight
mamas.
Him. But what I'm saying,
let the men be men.
I am saying, as a father to a son, the words used are kind of serious, but understanding 33-year-old man to a man, to your elder man,
I'm telling you,
you got what you got.
The man a man, even 18, 21, 23, 30, 35, 40, that boy said something serious.
Said or did. Even if he didn't curse, because
something to make Kirk go
like,
there.
Nobody heard his son cursing. And I was like, even if his son didn't curse, he obviously said or did something to the tune that Kirk was like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? So just because you didn't cuss don't mean I can't.
Right.
You can't tell me how to react.
Can't tell me how to react.
Because you may say something that was, I probably wish you would have just went on and cussed me out. Mm-hmm. And then I just go on and cuss back.
I'm just saying.
Because it made me feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just saying.
So I'm just saying why I gotta feel like, like where did people get off? Well, he shot me, so he shot, so you supposed to shoot him back. No.
Keisha, that's because Kirk wasn't in his presence. She said Kirk should have put them hands on him. Amen. LOL.
God's property.
I promise you,
should have God's
if
property.
they were in
for GP,
if they were in striking distance of each other, it probably would have happened, because I guarantee, man, there's nothing on God's green earth that you will get me to believe that boy didn't do, say, or antagonize something to the point to make his daddy, his father, the man who fertilized the egg to make sure he had a life to live, to make that man call him a bitch ass nigga. And to say, I will put my foot up your image,
your neck.
And break your neck. Those are words that are reserved for somebody in the streets.
And then he started sounding like Pinky. Don't you ever disrespect me, boy. I was like, oh, Kirk Franklin done sound
gotta
like
take
Pinky.
it on the chin.
Oh,
you gotta take that on the chin.
He had Kirk mad, y'all. But I don't know. I feel like some of you Christians, y'all need to take it down. Church folk, I'm going to say Christians per se, but definitely you religious church folk who thought that gospel music had went too far when Kirk came out with Stomp. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that's the devil's music, y'all. You people. That gospel rap is the devil's music. Y'all people, y'all need to chill.
Stop it. Pump your brakes. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Don't stop it. I'm just saying. Stop.
Pure
I mean, y'all need to chill. Because, yes, he is a minister.
I don't find anything Kirk said wrong with anything Kirk said. He felt grown enough to disrespect his father. That's the problem with our youth today. They feel entitled. And his entitlement was about to get his neck broken, a foot up his head.
At the end of the day, stop giving these people levels that they shouldn't be. You put these people on levels that they should not be on. They should not be on that level. You should not put somebody on a level that you don't expect human from them. He is human. He called it a mistake. He made it a mistake. He was wrong. Fine. He overreacted. Fine. Or like he said, I acted out of anger. And, all the stuff that the Bible tells us not to do, it ain't but a few of us on this planet who have not done some of those things. I ain't never killed nobody. I ain't never robbed nobody. I ain't never, done a whole lot of them testaments. But it's a whole bunch of other stuff that's under those things, the little subtitles that we've all done. You know what I'm saying? We've done that stuff. And at the end of the day, why? Because he has a larger platform, is he held to a bigger standard. I don't care if the people in your workplace know you're a Christian, you have a platform too.
Right. # stomp. That's what he should have did.
For real. I can't stomp right now because but I'm just saying, I don't care. If you have a platform and you're a Christian, everybody's watching your moves because you claim to be a Christian. Even in the Bible, what did Jesus say? You're going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crow. You're going to deny me 3 times. And on one of them, was it the second or the third time, where they say, oh, you one of Jesus's people, and he cussed, and he was like, nah, you ain't one of Jesus' people, because you cussing.
He cussing.
Not using those words, you're not one of the people who walked with Jesus. People look at Christians and think that because you say you're a Christian, you're not supposed to have certain human responses.
Because you guys are perfect beings. You are not of this world.
Well,
if y'all don't stop with that foolery.
Right now I have Patti LaBelle, If Only You Knew, playing in my head. Because to be a fly on the wall in a whole bunch of these religious houses. You understand what I'm saying? To be a fly on the wall in a whole lot of conversations that these people have.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all realize, like on the on the live stream, I just want to get this out because we're streaming on multiple platforms at one time. So there is a slight delay. So we're catching some of your comments after we've said some things that we're really, sometimes it'll seem like we're going backwards on y'all, but that's because there's a slight delay. I wanted to make sure we on y'all end there's a slight delay. So we get some of these comments and some of these where we get these comments after we've said some things. Mm-hmm. So it may seem like we're replying to y'all late, but it's really just the delay. So what y'all are getting sent it to us is probably 30 seconds after we've said something. But I had to repeat this. These people are human. Stop putting them on a pedestal. And when they fall, I can read y'all, I promise y'all, but I don't have my glasses on. When they fall off, we want to damn them to hell. We have all fallen short of the glory of God. Amen. Repent, Kirk, and drop that new album. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm not canceling Kirk.
We're gonna drop an album on this one, Kirk. We're gonna have some stuff to say.
Who gonna cancel Kirk? Cause I'm not canceling Kirk. Now I done gave y'all R. Kelly. I left y'all alone with R. Kelly. I said, all right, I listened to him in the privacy of my own salon and in my own home. I don't harass y'all with R. Kelly. I gave y'all Bill. Y'all do what you need to do with Bill and his drug and arse. Okay, I gave y'all Bill, but y'all can't have Kirk. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you
for that.
And I didn't give you Michael Jackson either. I ain't give y'all Michael Jackson.
Y'all ain't getting Kirk for that.
But you definitely ain't getting Kirk for that right there. Kirk gonna have to have about 23 women pop up like these other people for me to let y'all
23? 2-3?
15. Okay. He gonna have to have at least 15 pop up. And
double digits. We can go with 10.
10. Okay.
10.
He gonna have to have about 10 women.
And their stories gotta line up.
They gotta sound alike. Like Bill was drugging everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to be like, that's his MO. That's what he was doing. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, y'all can't have, I'm sorry, I'm not about to let y'all cancel Kirk.
Not over some curse words.
Not over him cussing that child. Boy, that 33-year-old.
That grown man. I'm not saying child.
We're not doing that.
I'm not saying boy.
And then the boy saying,
he might have had a boy's mindset.
He wasn't coming to therapy consistently, so. You're 33 years old.
That's your therapy.
Ain't nobody come in no therapy with you and have to be held to no 33-year-old therapy. Go to the thing on your own. Sir,
heal yourself.
Go get your healing if that's what you need.
Just like your repentance, because just like in the
last. Forgive your daddy. How about that? And then you probably will feel better.
And you forgive yourself.
For holding on to it so long.
That's why he has, like, forgiveness, y'all, I promise y'all. Forgiveness will lift so many weights off your shoulders. Forgiveness will change the way your body feels. Yeah, I'm just saying, you need to live in some forgiveness.
We fall down and we get up. Sure do. Because the same as that falls 7 times is what your Bible tells you.
I fell yesterday.
And 7 times that you're going to fall. That's falls. We ain't even talking about the little slips along the way where you ain't quite hit the floor.
Yeah, well, you just, because I'm too cool to fall all the way down. I be slipping.
Some of y'all be slipping. But the Bible tells you a righteous man falls 7 times.
And y'all do the math, 7 times 7.
Right.
At 49, eh?
Real falls.
Yeah, real falls. Not slips. Them real falls.
Not, almost.
I caught myself. You almost got me.
Falls.
Close enough.
So, let's be real. They said the man was a false prophet. I was like, then, let me help y'all with something right quick before we sign off, because I don't want, you Christian people, y'all be getting mad easy at people, and I don't feel like arguing with folks. Church Christians.
Church folk.
Church folk Christians.
Mm-hmm. Church folk Christians.
Just church.
Just church folk, right?
Yeah, them religious people.
Overly religious people. They worse than the overly woke
y'all
folk.
Like to use this thing. Because I used it on some people early. But when I use it, I know what I'm doing. So I'm careful on it. The judge not, I saw that come up a lot over the last 2 days with this situation. Stop judging that man.
Ooh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? And then
people don't understand there's a difference between judgment and correction.
There is a difference between judgment and correction. But
wrong is wrong.
Let's handle it this way. I can judge you. I can. No, I can judge you. as a Christian, I can judge you. Okay? I can.
Mm-hmm.
The truth of a situation can be judged.
Because the truth is the truth.
Because at the end of the day, the Bible tells you what? Judge not what?
Unless you be.
Unless you want to be judged with the same measure that you're judging that person.
Yeah,
that is where we get crossed up at. So can I judge Kirk right now? Yep. Because can you come back and talk to me about how I talked? Did I do that to my children? No, I didn't. So I'll let you judge me that hard on that situation.
See, that's why people just, when they say that, some of them church folk who like to,
but at the end of the day,
put stuff up for their own personal,
I can't really judge
for their own
Kirk.
personal benefits.
Because if y'all come back at me later on, because I might not say that to my child, but I might say that to one of y'all.
They don't get down.
So you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. When they say
that judge that, they don't be giving the whole.
Yeah, they don't give.
They don't get the whole scripture.
Don't
they just pull their word out.
No, it says don't judge unless you can stand to be judged with that same measure that you're trying to judge someone else. So in your life,
so y'all, if I judge y'all,
understand He perfect in that area.
I better be perfect in that area. If
that means repentant and changed.
And repentant and changed. And if not, that means I want all the smoke.
All of it.
All of it.
Because if I come at Kirk right now about his mouth.
Who? I ain't coming at Kirk about his mouth.
Please don't.
Won't be me.
If I come at Kirk right now about his mouth, then that leaves me open for that same judgment.
Same judgment.
And unfortunately, the judgment that's going to come for you ain't coming from people, it's coming from God.
Mm.
And that's the judgment that we're all held last to. And I don't play with that man. I don't play with him like that.
I'm good. Because my father...
Because I don't want you to don't judge me.
Because probably in my life,
yeah,
my father, he probably wanted to cuss me and put his foot up in mine a couple of times.
He has.
At some point.
We see it in the repercussions we get. Yeah. Our consequences come
through. He finds a way to cuss me in another way.
We will.
And I understand and I respect you.
Take it.
And I ain't recording and posting it on the social media or nothing. Trying to embarrass my dad. I'm just saying. And for him to do that, my thing is this, because everybody has also said, people have said, that boy probably did that because nobody would believe him if he wouldn't have recorded. Jeez.
Who goes into a phone conversation with their parent with an open recorder going already? So he probably said something that he left out, obviously, because he only gave us the clip of the cussing. If you want to
expose it all, from the time you said hello, hey daddy, or however y'all greet each other, you should have played every bit of that. Release it all. Don't release the portion of it that make you look like. See
how you talking to me?
It looks like you are the victim here. There's two sides to every story.
Three. So they tell me.
Yeah.
My side, your side,
and the truth.
Because
it's the truth with the
your reality and perception ain't necessarily the truth.
Perception ain't the same as yours. We don't see the same situation at all.
Same way, even if we in the same situation, we don't come away from it with the same thing. And y'all better stop that.
Stop it.
What'd they say? I can't see y'all.
You get no judgment in the Coffee household. We can't speak on it without getting spoke on. I'm just saying, that's right, Ronna. Speak it.
That's the way you go at it.
I'm talking.
Because at the end of the day, some of y'all Christians fit that thing that my pastor likes to say. You so
y'all be
heavenly minded till earthly good. Can't nobody just be human around you.
Y'all be judging us. We know y'all be judging us.
I know we get judged, but it's okay. I don't mind people
judging y'all because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna judge you back on that same level. Be ready.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna get back at you.
Be ready.
So it's not even a thing. I just thought this was funny and how many people
entertaining to me. I wasn't gonna touch this, y'all. I promise y'all I wasn't gonna touch this. Like, if y'all didn't catch Passing for Perfect yesterday, I had 3 guest hosts. It took 3 of them to make up for my wife not being there yesterday. So that's on YouTube. It's still on the Passing for Perfect page on Facebook. So y'all catch that. We had some technical difficulties because that's my first time having multiple guests from different locations together. So we had some technical difficulties. So it's split into two different videos, and y'all, it ended up being like an hour and 40 minutes. We did not expect for it to be that long, but once we got into it, it ran. But while we talking about judging, can I talk about the Grammys? Can I talk about the Grammys last night?
The Grammys? Oh,
y'all know. Me and my wife has an agreement. I'm in love with Meg Thee Stallion. If I meet her, my wife says it's okay. Just like if she gets the opportunity to meet Nelly and whatever, it's okay. We have these agreements. Meg Thee Stallion is my boo. And what I'm gonna want.
He got about 4 boos.
Hey, we're not talking about how many. We're not talking about numbers here.
Right.
But what I'm gonna tell y'all is I'm gonna need y'all to stay off my boo and her fun and her entertainment. They are singing a song. Like, people were judging her and Cardi B. I love Cardi B because she ratchet. And she don't have a problem with her New York ratchetness. She grimy and all that. But because WAP was on, WAP, whatever you want to call it, WAP, whatever, whatchamacallit, whatever it is you want to call it. It was on the Grammys because it's a top selling song. It was gonna win an award, and everybody loves it. Everybody loves WAP, whatever. That's how all y'all got here. That's why they sing about it. But why are we so judgmental, people? If you don't want your child imitating Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, what's the other girl name who is my daughter says an average rapper? Nicki Minaj. If you don't want your child imitating that,
don't put it in front of them.
Don't put them in front of them. Do better in raising them and get them to understand the difference between entertainment and reality. Period. That performance was off the hook. Did you see it? Nope. Did you ever go watch? See, that's.
I mean, because at the end of the day, they had a problem with the video itself. So I know they had a problem with the live performance, especially after I saw the outfits. But again, their outfits is no different than anything Beyonce has worn.
Not once.
Anything Lady Gaga has worn.
Not once.
Okay. Anything Janet Jackson used to perform in back in the day. Madonna with them cones on her titties.
Nothing.
None of that. You understand what I'm saying?
There's nothing
that they
new
have
under
a little
the
bit
sun.
more to tuck into the outfits.
A little more thickness.
So you get a little more visual.
And these women were dancers. This is, stop acting like sex don't sell. Stop acting like sex don't sell, because it does. It has since the beginning of time, and it's going to still be selling at the end of time.
Some of y'all beds is real dry if that song offended you.
If that song offended you, you have a dry household and bedroom. Like, the underfiledness of your marriage bed is not fun at all. I'm just keeping it 100. No, I'm not judging. I'm just telling the truth.
I'll judge that part.
I'm just telling the truth.
I'll let you judge
me. It's my burning man.
Because if you got a problem with that song,
Beyonce cheats always. I'll say that, Lamar. Always.
If you got a problem with that song, just the song. Now, not to say that it's something that you would rock to, listen to. It's not something you would buy and all that other stuff.
But you listen to Clarence Carter.
Because he be stroking. That's what he be doing.
Yeah, you listen to that. The only difference between this music today and Better Right is right.
Cook in the kitchen and the lady.
Yeah. The only difference is
she's laid in the streets.
The wording that's being used. It's a little bit more in your face.
Right. But it's no more in your face than Luke and Too Short been all these years.
At all.
It's just coming from women.
And that's the problem. Men have a problem. Society. Let me not just say men, because because some women judge other women harder than any man ever would. And
True.
some women have more of an issue with women being able to express themselves sexually than men do. And that's an issue. Like,
I guess
especially
we
for
got to this because of the judgment, so we just carrying that judgment
yeah,
over. But
especially black women, because
yeah,
they've been raised in a way that
right.
sex is a box. It's here. You stay here. But that also comes into play from black women being over sexualized by the media in white America for so long. So it's instilled in black women that sexuality is a bad thing. Being confident in your sexuality is not healthy. It's unladylike. But then they expect you to be able to get married and satisfy a man and a husband, and you have no knowledge of how to.
You don't know how you work.
You don't know how you work, and you expect to be able to give yourself to somebody else.
Let me tell y'all something.
Now, this gonna be.
Let me help you out with this from a woman's perspective. For men, my husband, we ain't gonna go there like that. Maybe we'll do a segment and go there for real. But let me tell y'all something. As a woman, a married woman, I'm gonna speak from a married Christian woman's place. So I'm coming from the church as conservative as I can. Conservatively as I can. If your husband comes to you and plays the WAP song, what I need you to do is go find you a little metallic outfit and put it on and get your showmanship together. Period. Because you better go be Cardi or Meg, somebody. You can be My Little Pony. You ain't got to be Meg Stag. You better figure it out.
Hello Kitty, all
You can do what you want to do. But what I'm telling you is you want to get there and get it done. Because there should not be anything that your husband can ask you within the confines of that room that you are not willing to do, aside from something that is satanic or harmful to your body, like pain and all that type of stuff.
No kids, no dogs.
Yeah, bringing in an animal or something crazy like that. And nobody playing with no snakes and puppies and things. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if he come in there and he play a Britney Spears song, go find your cheerleader outfit and get the pom-pom. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tell y'all from the Christian married perspective.
Keisha, that's one of my favorite lines. Certified free.
7 days a week. You understand what I'm saying? Your husband, there should not be a need that your husband has that is not met by you. And it ain't got nothing to do with what you won't do another woman will, because that's still a thing. But that's the unspoken rule. It's understood, need not be explained. When it comes to your marriage, there should not be anything within reason that your husband can say to you that you shouldn't be like,
fellas, vice versa.
Do this. And the same, and vice versa.
Vice versa
if your
for you
wife,
fellas.
Hey, do your thing.
If she tell you we playing Hit Kitty Kitty today, and you got to be the stray cat outside scratching at the back door, and she come to the door and let you in, you just crawl on in the house.
Jesus.
Just crawl on in the house.
I'm not ready.
She gonna put a little bowl of milk at the door.
No,
for the straight. I'm just.
One of y'all might. I ain't. I'm just saying. I ain't doing that. I ain't. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if y'all mad at the WAP song or the performance thereof, there's some dry stuff going on around at your house, and you need to get some water to it.
You need to get your life.
You need to get it. Y'all need to take a bath together or something and get this thing moistened back up. Get the sponge refilled or something. Yes. If you as a person, everything in life can be, you can make it relatable to yourself. I am a grown woman, I am a married woman. I have children, and I'm married to this man prayerfully forever, right? So at the end of the day, what I heard when I heard the WAP song and I listened to the words, I applied that to my marriage. I'm not offended by the song because I know what's happening. What you just said. There's some hoes in this house. There's one for sure, at least in there. If you go around the corner to that room over there, that's a true statement. There is some hoes in this house.
Hey,
in this house, there's one.
And that's what I'm just.
Y'all got to light
up. Better light up, man. Everything is not that serious. Y'all, I'm not about to get into it. Ooh, I got another one. Judgment. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all the 115. We're gonna give y'all hour 15 minutes. I'm just simply saying we got that, 9 more minutes. Like my pastor has said, for you Christians, that's so hard to understand. My pastor has said out his mouth, this from my pastor, this ain't from me. You know, this is a man of God. And he said, if you don't want to be having sex and doing stuff, you shouldn't have get married. Y'all shouldn't have got married. If that ain't what you're trying to do, stay single. It shouldn't be a woman on this here thing or a husband that has a woman on this here thing where y'all aren't satisfied and happy. Because that's the one thing you definitely can do with no problems and no judgment. Zero. Thanks. Marriage bed is what?
Undefiled. The Bible said it. The Bible said it. Don't get mad at me. The Bible said the marriage bed is undefiled. Don't y'all meaning it ain't nothing you can do in that bed that can be considered defiling of the other. I ain't defile you.
And it also says that you both agree on. Now don't be doing some stuff that you both don't agree on.
There don't need to be no satanic foolery, and you ain't getting no paddle out and turning my skin different colors and hanging me from the ceiling from nipple clamps and all this other different stuff. Don't do that.
Just a little light bruise, not change the color. Just a little light. Okay.
What I'm saying.
Y'all, one more thing. This is gonna be it for me today. I had a lot of stuff on my heart. Why is we
what?
Why is we canceling Pepe Le Pew? That's my dog, man.
That is far out of the range of judgment. We was talking about peoples and their judgments.
I don't care. I'm going off the rails. Why are we canceling a cartoon and not the people who wrote the cartoon?
I'm gonna say this:
that cartoon doesn't act, speak, or do anything that wasn't provided to them by a human being. We are canceling a cartoon. Pepe Le Pew was a cool cat. He was in love. He was lovesick. He thought that she was a female skunk. She was a cat. He ain't know. If he'd have known she was a cat, he might not have been so aggressive. We don't know how female and male skunks get down. That aggressiveness might be their thing.
Right.
And we didn't cancel Pepe Le Pew. Come on. Pepe Le Pew, Dr. Seuss. Well, Dr. Seuss, they did that on their own. But Pepe Le Pew.
I'm just going to sit here and let him have his moment because he's having a moment. He has been having a moment for 2 weeks about Pepe Le Pew.
It's the thrill of the chase. Me and a hunter, Pepe Le Pew was hunting his prize.
It was a cat.
He didn't know it was a cat. She had the white stripe. He thought it was a skunk. And we don't know to what level of aggression the sexual natures of the skunk community abide by sexually. And I feel like we're putting judgment on a cartoon character for no apparent reason. Ain't nobody judging Nikki Parker for the way she was overly aggressive with for Professor Ogilvy. And he said no multiple times.
Rape culture, y'all. Rape culture. Rape culture, baby.
She raped that man into marrying her. He was scared. At that point, he didn't know what to do with his life. But we ain't judging Nikki Parker.
It's not how that happened. She eventually left him alone and was about to marry somebody else.
She wasn't really in love with that other
Yes,
man.
she was.
She was just trying to make Professor Ogilvy jealous.
Now we know what the people. Okay, see, this is why we try to stay on course.
I'm off the rails, y'all.
This man that went to talking about Pepe Le Pew and his feelings are hurt.
Man,
they pulled Pepe from Space Jam.
You know what? I'm feeling some type of way because we are raising a generation of soft-ass, sensitive kids. Everything offends somebody. Everything. Somebody's offended by me saying that everybody gets offended right now. Y'all can't cancel me. I'm just telling you. You can't cancel me. Comedians can't say what they want to say no more. People can't act human. People can't be humans no more. We got to be robotic. We got to be politically correct in everything we do. We can't tell nobody they out of order, they wrong, nothing. We passing out participating trophies. Your kids suck. He not good. That's why he not playing. But no, we got to give him a play. We got to put him on the field. I'm just saying. Y'all, I'm sorry. Keisha, they need to cancel all of them. If they gonna cancel Pepe Le Pew, cancel everybody.
Cancel who?
Who that is?
Every breath of who that is. I don't know who that one is. Who that is.
Yeah, you gotta let me know who that is, Keisha. But I feel you. Whoever it is, if they can cancel Pepe Le Pew, they can cancel them too.
I just feel like at some point we gotta.
Oh, every breath you take by the police. Yep, you're right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you. That's a stalker song. Every breath you take, every move you, I'll be watching. That's a stalker song. Okay. He all at the window.
So listen.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, cause you like.
I'm over the board. That's like what's her name? Is it Jasmine Sullivan? The song when I say it's a stalker song, you going who sing the song that say Heather Headley, whatever the name is, the song about you gonna always be my baby, no matter. I'll always be your. You gonna always. However, y'all know what song I'm talking about. That's a stalker song too. Just like as much as I love Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie gave that. Uncle Charlie saw that woman one time, and he gave him his mama number, his phone number, the studio number, the page number. These stalker songs. Y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I went off the rail. Don't y'all mind me. I'm hungry. I'm getting lightheaded.
Thank you all for listening. I hope at the very least y'all understood. Stop, man, y'all need to stop.
Lighten up.
Y'all need to stop.
Enjoy life.
That judgment y'all keep passing on people for foolery, for real.
Lighten up. Enjoy
These are
life.
Human beings. Ain't nobody on that type of. I understand as Christian people, we are supposed to carry ourselves as such. But let me tell you something. When somebody have a moment in which they are entitled to, we have to be able to extend grace to those people and allow them to have their moment. You understand what I'm saying? And these people gonna have moments, and we are not perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. And like I just said earlier, if the perfect one flipped the table, what more do you expect from us?
Right. Hey, Quandre.
Especially some of us that's a little more emotionally challenged than others. Some of us got short fuses.
I worked on it, y'all. My patience is at an all-time high in my life right now, except for certain things.
Some of us got some short fuses. I was one that I had,
hey,
and still to this day, I will tell you, I kid you not, and love the Lord. He heard my cry and pitied every groan, and he continues to, because I will still fight you. I will try not to. I'll give it the bestest shot I got.
No, I'm not gonna fight you no more. I promise you, I'm not gonna fight you.
No, he just gonna shoot you.
Yes, I don't have it in me. I used to I ain't got that in me no more. I'm about to be. I got a birthday coming up Saturday, and I'm about to be. I'm closer to 50 than I am away from it. That's what I'm gonna say. I ain't got time for that. So I go to the gun range and I do my target practice. I'm not about to fight with you. I promise you, I'm not. But the truth of the matter is, stop playing with people. People, lighten up. Life is too short. Life is too short to be stressing and driving people crazy over the pettiest things that have nothing to do with your life. You spend your whole day stressed out and worried about somebody else's food.
Just to turn the social media off sometimes. Shucks.
Off.
Just turn it off. Let it go. You
I
understand
ain't
what
no
I'm
killer,
saying?
but don't push me. God ain't done with me
Let
yet.
it go. I do want that shirt. I told my girlfriend I wanted that shirt. Try Jesus, don't try me. I'm serious.
I love y'all. We love y'all. And I want y'all to be blessed. I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to have some peace in your life. Because
I'm a little hood and a lot holy, which means don't play with me, pray with me, you know. I'm still thinking of stuff in my head because I still got a couple people in my mind that just came up in my spirit when I said I'll fight you. I'm not done. He ain't done with me yet. I'm still being made over. It's okay. I'm just, go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. Finish your, mantra. Go on with it.
I want to thank y'all for joining us on Passing for Perfect. I'm Corey. She's Cognition.
I'm human. I'm human.
If you missed this episode,
Kirk's human.
If you missed this episode,
even that boy is
you can't catch it on You can't catch it up on YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's Passing for Perfect on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share.
Don't cuss your kids.
Don't cuss your kids.
Just punch them one time.
Punch them in their throat.
In the chest. In the chest.
In the chest?
In the chest. Because he must have said it with his chest when
he
was on that phone.
Chest on that phone.
Kirk had a moment.
He definitely did.
He said it with his chest.
Like, subscribe. These videos we are live on Facebook and the Passing for Perfect page on Facebook. But those videos are going to be deleted. So if you need to watch this video.
You want to share it?
You want to share it, like it, and go view it on YouTube. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We want those views. We want those views.
Share.
And I'm still working, y'all. There's a lot going on right now. So I haven't uploaded. I'm probably what I'm going to do when we get about 6 or 7 episodes in. I'm just going to upload them all to the streaming platforms and just load them up all at once. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
I'm on medical leave right now, and I'm not even supposed to be trying to that, which is why I'm trying not to move much and all this good stuff. But this topic,
y'all keep it in prayer.
With these people messing with Quick. Y'all ain't about to cancel Quick. I don't care what
she on that good medication right now. Good medication.
Y'all ain't canceling Quick. Okay.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Follow us on Facebook, Corey in Cognition Granite. You can also go to our Facebook page, Passing for Perfect on Facebook, like our page. We appreciate y'all.
It.
We love y'all.
Love you guys.
And we got some kids. If anybody's in need of some kids, we got 2 little girls. They're gonna be looking for somewhere to stay. I'm just saying. If I come here one more time and their rooms ain't clean, they're gonna need somewhere to stay. Love y'all. And if y'all want them, y'all can have them.